It's a meat event, Meat Boy, and Ilia Topuria is finally getting a meat event slot to demonstrate his skills because this guy is 13-0 and has really just been making light work of everyone that the UFC feeds to him. He started with Yusuf Zalal, smoked Damon the Leech Jackson, went through Ryan Hall in about 5 seconds. That was tough to watch, and then he had I'll call it a Herbert hiccup, but yeah, he did pick up the win, right? He got that second round finish. It was up at 155. Performance of the night is what it netted him, but that was a fight where Ilia was very rocked in that first round. And I get it, right? Jai Herbert is a big 155er. He's like 6'1", has massive reach, and Topuria really bullies these guys down at 45. But Jai Herbert really cracked him and showcased the lone vulnerability of Ilia Topuria thus far. And you got to give Topuria credit. One, the fact that he still won that fight despite being very rocked very early, and the fact that he came back most recently against Bryce Mitchell. It was on a main card, another showcase opportunity for him, and he picked a performance of the night there as well. And a lot of people thought Bryce Mitchell was going to be able to out-grapple him, just sort of out-slick him on the canvas, but Topuria kind of made light work and ultimately got the second round finish over Thug Nasty. And I was very impressed with Ilia. And after that performance, I'm like, I don't know if I can sleep on this guy anymore because he really is that good. But he's taking on Josh Emmett as a plus 260 dog who himself was riding a beautiful 5-fight win streak, had some fights of the night, some performances of the night as well, and some beautiful finishes over Mirsad Bektic and Michael Johnson before that. But the last time we saw him, it was for that interim UFC featherweight scrap, and Yair Rodriguez really just outclassed Josh Emmett, got that second round submission, kind of light work, and it was a bummer to see because Josh Emmett was really peaking. He finally got his shot, but Yair was too much on that night. So what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think that Josh Emmett at plus 260, as a guy who at featherweight you could make the argument is probably the hardest, most thunderous puncher, is he the one to get this done over Topuria, who, like he showcased against Jai Herbert, if you crack him on the button, can flirt with unconsciousness? You taking Josh Emmett, or is this light work Topuria?
You know, I think this is a light work Topuria, and the reason why I say that is because Emmett's coming off a loss. He's 38 versus Topuria's 26, and Topuria's getting better and better every time. Emmett has just been at the top 3, top 5 for the last, 10 years probably, I would say. And it's just it's hard to say if age is getting to him, and Topuria is one absolute savage. I do not envy Josh Emmett having to fight this guy to get back into the top 3 to get possibly a title fight soon. To fight one more, then maybe get a title fight. But I think this is a skyrocket to the next title contender. If Topuria gets this done in dominant fashion, he is fighting for the belt after Yair, in my opinion. I just don't think there's any way to deny him after this. He's an absolute savage. He's a Georgia brother, and he's 26, only getting better and better. And the kid has mad skill. And if anyone beats him, though, it's going to be Josh Emmett with an absolute gremlin meat bomb of doom that's going to connect. So I agree there with Tapology. It's a slim chance, but if the chance is there, it's going to be a massive KO. I will be surprised if Topuria KOs Emmett. I think it could be a ground and pound or a submission. But I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting fight. It's such a tough one to pick, but I got to go Topuria. I got to go finish, but I'm not too sure which way he does it.
Yeah, I feel you on that for sure. And you mentioned the Tapology. 9% is rolling with Josh. It's basically all Brown, and I kind of agree with that. I struggle to see a world where Josh Emmett wins a decision or picks up a submission against El Matador, and 91% meanwhile is rolling with Ilia. There is a lot of Brown for that KO, and maybe they're thinking, Meat, that the fact that Josh Emmett is a big dude. He's big, stocky, muscle shark, and perhaps if this thing hits the 4th and or 5th round, maybe Josh Emmett just doesn't have the gas tank to be out there just pushing and imposing his will against Ilia, and maybe Topuria gets a TKO on the feet, maybe even on the ground. I don't think that that's too crazy, but submission I do like for Topuria. It's the second most popular for Tapology, and a slight minority is rolling with that beige decision. How do you see Topuria getting this one done, though? Do you think that submission would be the best prop? Any chance this goes all 25 minutes, or is this one going to be a Topuria finish for sure?
I think this is going to be a Topuria finish. I don't see this going past, the 3rd round, to be honest, let alone the 1st. I think this is going to be fireworks, insane pace from beginning to end. Someone's getting slept, but I think Emmett is going to be the loser in this one. I don't think he's going to get a meat bomb KO over Topuria. Topuria is just, he's a tough young kid, and we already know he can take a punch. I mean, look at that Jai Herbert, like that was a crazy punch, that he absorbed and somehow won that fight. That was crazy. So this is gonna be a fun fight. And this is a banger card. Like for all the meatheads out there, like this is a probably top 5 card of the year. So I'm very excited to see this fight. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, a lot of sleeper bangers and capitalized with a banger where Josh probably goes to sleep. I'm with you all the way, Meat. Taking Topuria. I think that commenters might say, well, hey, Josh Emmett went 5 rounds with Calvin Kattar. He won the split decision, didn't showcase many gas tank issues there. But I think the counter to that would be that was all basically on the feet. Kattar and Emmett just sort of had an understanding, hey, let's go out there, stand and bang. Whereas Topuria's going to really mix it up. He's going to get in your face. He's going to try to take you down. He might get you down. He might beat you on the feet. It's just kind of a different onslaught, a different pace, a different energy that El Mitador brings in there. And I see it really taking its toll on Josh Emmett. So I'm going to go Topuria. I like Emmett to survive the first couple rounds, but Topuria in the third and or fourth, in my opinion, is where he's really going to impose his will and pick up a submission or TKO finish. But nonetheless, this is an absolute banger, and I like that you mentioned the age, Meat. I mean, Josh Emmett, 38 years old, and El Mitador is only 26, which is crazy because we've been hyping him up for the past couple of years, and he still is just this young, up-and-coming, hyped-up prospect, yet has the skills of an absolutely seasoned veteran. So taking Topuria by lock in this one. Any last thoughts?
No, this is honestly it's a Meatador lock in my opinion, but those odds are just a little scary because Emmett is no joke. But throw in the comments who you taking. You taking CCO or El Matador?